I definitely want to hear from Shane. So Shane, let us know, how did you feel about this video?
So I'm happy the video came out because so I gotta backtrack a little bit. Me and Eric's mom is an abuse victim from her stepfather. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this nigga. I never met this nigga. He died before I don't know if he died before I was born or if I was just so young that I don't have any memory of him. But I know that she dealt with that growing up. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, her mom, dealt with abuse from the same man. You know what I'm saying? Which eventually turned her into an alcoholic, which killed her. You know what I'm saying? The alcoholism killed her. That was a direct result of the abuse. So seeing it and hearing about it is two totally different things. I've heard the horror stories, you know what I'm saying? I've talked to my mom about how she grew up a lot. And she's given me detail, and it's imagining something and like kind of putting the pieces together in your head is one thing, but then when you actually get to see what it looks like on camera, it puts it in a totally different perspective. So it's almost like my hatred for abusers got reignited all over again when I actually saw the video. Because of a few different reasons. One, she was running away from this nigga. She was clearly trying to get out of whatever the situation was. It looked like he was in a bath towel. He wasn't even wearing like a robe. He was wearing a bath towel, which says to me, she waited till this nigga got in the shower and tried to sneak out the hotel room, and he somehow figured it out. That's what that tells me. So she was doing everything she could to get out of the situation. He stops her from leaving, beats her ass in the hallway, like super aggressively, like if she was a op. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I looked at that. Like, he beat her like somebody who caught that op would beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like it was way over the top. And then, at the end of the video, he's throwing shit at her. So all of the whole during his apology when he's like, "Oh, I was disgusted at myself then when I did it." No, you weren't, nigga, because you continued the action. This was like a 5-minute ordeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see if y'all arguing back and forth, she says some shit, you smack her and immediately regret it. Like, I'm not saying that that's cool, but I could see you being disgusted with yourself in the moment if it happened like that. That's not how this happened. You dragged her, threw her on the ground, stomped her out, and then, like Eric mentioned, she just laid there and took it. That lets you know that she was just waiting for it to be over because she's been there before. So that was crazy to me, because then that puts me in the mindset of like, is that what my grandma was doing? Is that what my mom was doing when she was a kid? Like, just lay there, take it until it's over. Like, is that, you get what I'm saying? It puts you in such a weird mindset when you know people personally who have, been through it. And, as far as Sean, like the apology, it's like, who are you apologizing to? Because you didn't apologize to Cassie in that video. So, like, are you apologizing to the fans? Like, well, we don't need your apology. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't do nothing to us. You did something to her and probably a bunch of other women. Like, because that's another piece of it. Like, that was a public hotel. Like, it wasn't the lobby, like the main floor lobby. I'm sure it was in the penthouse or wherever the fuck, but other people are still up there. There was other doors. That whole floor wasn't Diddy's or Sean's, you know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot there that he just looked super comfortable doing it. He didn't think twice about it. He felt like there was going to be no consequences, and there weren't for 8 years now. And I believe it's past the statute of limitations, so he can't get legally in trouble for it. But what it does do is it negates everything else that he ever said about, oh, I didn't do any of this stuff. Well, we see you on video doing one of the worst things that she, said that you did, which is abuse her. So now I believe everything. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I didn't or did before, but I'm an evidence, like, let it play out kind of guy. Now I believe everything that she was saying. So it's like, shout out to everybody who's ever been through anything like this. I think it's really important for men to speak out when shit like this happens and condemn it, especially men like us, because, again, not just our mom, but, a lot of hosts on this channel, OTI, they're all women. Allie's a woman, you know what I mean? Represent Bar Exam here. We have A Trip to Venus, you know what I mean? Both of those hosts are women. So it's like, when you surround yourself with women and say that you want women's empowerment and equality and things like that, you got to speak up. So that's why I felt like it was super important for me to say everything that I just said, because we got to hold it down for our ladies, man. Like, and one last thing I'll say is this also proves that just because somebody sues you rather than taking it the criminal route does not mean they're lying. The reason why a lot of times women will do that is because you don't need as much of a burden of proof when it comes to a civil lawsuit. You only need like 51%. Like, as long as more than half, I forgot exactly how they explain it, but it's essentially like, if, let's just say it's a jury, if more than half of the jury says that, votes in your favor, then it goes in your favor. Whereas in a criminal court, it's all or nothing. So that's why a lot of times people do that, because these types of cases are hard to prove if there's no physical evidence at the time. You know what I mean? So I just want to mention that as well. Like, just because you hear a lawsuit and somebody's, asking for a lot of money and they're saying all this heinous shit in the lawsuit, again, just wait. Don't, condemn either way or anything. Wait till some evidence comes out and then make your decision. And, I think that taught us that right here. So fuck Sean. That's all I got.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.